Hello, in this lecture we will start with the difference between 8086 and 8088 microprocessor followed by register model. Now here the first difference between these two Intel's processor, 8086 processor has got 16-bit external data bus, whereas in case of Intel 8088 it is having 8 bits of external data bus, which is shown here. Even though both the processors are 16-bit processor, but that size of external data bus that differs. Then in case of 8086 processor, within that 16 bits of external data bus, there are two data paths and each of that path is 8 bit in size. Whereas here in case of 8088, there is a single data path of 8 bit. Then the connection of memory. In case of 8086 processor, there are two memory banks and each of that memory bank will be 512 kilobyte in size. It means that there are two paths and these two paths are connected to two memory banks here. Whereas in case of 8088 there is a single data path so that it contains only one memory bank and that is the entire size of memory of 1 megabyte. Now keep in your mind that in both the processors 8086 as well as 8088, it contains 20 bits of physical address, and because of that total addressable memory space is equal to 1 megabyte. In 8086 there are two banks, each of 512 kilobyte equal size. 8088 there is a single bank of 1 megabyte. Then the next difference here is about the size of queue. In case of 8086 processor, that size of internal instruction queue is 6 bytes. Whereas in case of 8088, size of internal queue that is equal to 4 byte. Then next is about fetching of the next instruction bytes. In case of 8086 processor, that BIU section that will start the next fetch cycle whenever there is minimum 2 bytes or 2 location vacancy inside that instruction queue. Whereas in case of 8088, BIU will start that next fetch cycle whenever there is just a single byte vacancy inside that internal queue here. So these are the major differences between Intel 8086 and Intel 8088 processor here. Now we need to start here about the registers in 8086 or 8088 processor. Basically, the registers in 8086 and 8088 are one and the same because both the processors are software compatible. Registers are identical, even the instruction set is also one and the same. The only difference is that in these two processors the speed of execution differs, and that is just because of that external data bus size in 8088 is 8 bit, whereas in case of 8086 is 16 bit. That's why access to instructions and access to data would be definitely faster in case of 8086 most of the times. Now let us start here about registers. Set of register in case of any processor that is also called as a programming model or programmer's model or software model. These three terminologies are one and the same here. In case of 8086 or 8088, size of each of that register is 16-bit. It is just because both the processors are 16-bit processors here. And one of the criteria to define it as a 16-bit processor is the size of each general purpose register, and that is equal to 16-bit. Then here, the collection of all registers inside these two processors here, those are categorized, defined in total 4 groups here. First group, that is a data group of register which contains 4 registers, each of 16-bit, and these registers are namely AX, BX, CX and DX register. Then the second group is pointer and index register. It contains a total 5 registers: stack pointer SP, base pointer BP, instruction pointer IP, source index SI and destination index DI register. Then next is a single flag register. It is only one register in this group, but it contains total 9 flags. Then the fourth group of register is a segment register group. It contains a total 4 registers, and these are used for initialization of 4 distinct segments. And these 4 registers are, segment registers are data segment register, code segment register, stack segment register and extra segment register. We'll see in depth the function of each of that registers here. Let us start with the data group of registers. This group of register, it is used for holding of data or operand, and that includes both the input data which we want to process and also the result data which has got generated. So data group of register that is used for holding data or operand in both the cases here. This data can be either 8-bit or 16-bit in size. Hence, this data group of registers can be used as 8-bit register or even 16-bit registers here. As I stated earlier, there are total 4 registers, each of 16-bit: AX, BX, CX and DX. And for 16-bit data processing purpose, that entire register will be used for holding that corresponding data. But these registers can be viewed or can be used as 8-bit register, and such type of total 8 registers will be available here. It means that register AX is having 2 parts. The higher order 8 bits are AH and the lower order 8 bits are AL. Similarly, BX will be having BH higher order section and BL the lower order section. CX register, CH is the higher order section and CL is the lower order. Similarly, for the DX register, DH the higher order section and DL is the lower order section. It means that AX, BX, CX, DX register, they can be used as a whole 16-bit register in the processing of 16 bits of data, or higher order section or lower order section of each of that register can be used to hold 8 bits of data at the time of processing of 8 bits of data here. Each of the data group of register, 16-bit data group of register, has some dedicated or implied use as well. The generalized use has been stated earlier. It is used for holding data or operand. But apart from that, each of that register is having the implied function as well. We'll see those implied functions or implied use one by one. First is about the AX register. For 16-bit operation, AX register, it works as an accumulator. A for accumulator. It means that generally, in case of any ALU operation, one operand is generally taken into AX register. The second operand is taken in some other register. There is restriction that some other register should be from data group of register or pointer index, but instruction pointer is not allowed, IP register is not allowed. So second operand is taken either from a data group register, pointer index register, except instruction pointer. And then once that operation takes place here, the generated result may be copied into AX register if that register AX is in the place of destination. It means that it is not necessary that always that result should be copied into AX register. If that register AX is in place of destination, then result will be certainly copied into AX register. But if some other register is there in the place of destination, then to that other register that result may be copied. It means that generalized concept of accumulator is not applicable here in case of 8086 or 8088 AX register. In earlier processor like 8085 processor, that accumulator, one of the operand must be taken in that accumulator. Second operand might be taken in some other data register. And once that operation performed, that result was supposed to be copied back into accumulator only. That was the restriction which was put up in case of earlier processor like 8085, which is non-pipelined. But here that restriction has been removed. Next function of AX register in case of multiplication and division instructions. Either the result or the partial result is always copied into accumulator. It means that in generalized ALU operations, result may be copied into AX register accumulator if it is in destination. But in case of multiplication and division, that result, either the full result or the partial result, is copied back into accumulator. Now, about 8 bits of operation, which register works as an accumulator? In case of 8-bit operation here, register AL will be working as an accumulator here. Keep in your mind that register AH, even though it is the higher section of AX register, it is not the accumulator for 8-bit operations. For 8-bit operation, AL will be working as an accumulator. And then the last implied use here in case of IO data transfer operation, like input and output operations, it is always performed through the accumulator. It means that whenever processor executes input instruction, and if that data happens to be 8-bit, it will be always copied to AL register, that is 8-bit accumulator. If the data happens to be of 16-bit, it is always copied to 16-bit accumulator, that is AX register. Same thing is applicable in case of output instruction. In case of output, if that output instruction is for 8 bits of data, then contents of AL, 8-bit accumulator, will be sent to that output port. And if the data is 16-bit, then the contents of AX register, 16-bit accumulator, will be sent to that corresponding output port. So these are the implied functions of accumulator AX register. Okay, just a quick recap. AX is accumulator. It may be used for copying the result, ultimately if it is in destination. Multiply divide instruction, either partial result or the complete result will be copied to accumulator. For 8-bit operation, AL is accumulator, not AH. And in case of data transfer, IO data transfer will be always through accumulator. So this is all about that AX register here. Now the next is a BX register. It is a 16-bit base register. Okay, here B is for base. This register, it is used in the manipulation of data table which is present in the data segment. Okay, in the manipulation of that corresponding data table, which contains a large number of organized data in the form of records, maybe two-dimensional data or even multi-dimensional. In that case, the offset address of each individual data element, it is pointed by that BX register here. It means that in the manipulation of data table, this BX register will be working as an offset register. As an example, suppose I want to process a temperature data table, contains say 24 temperature readings taken 1 hour apart for the whole day. And afterwards, suppose I want to add to each of the temperature reading some offset value, some correction factor. In that case, the data table is already present in a data segment. 24 temperature readings are already stored in 24 memory locations. Initially, BX register will be pointing that first offset address within that table. It means that it will be referring that first temperature readings. This temperature reading will be taken. Whatever correction factor is to be added, that will be done. The result will be copied to that same offset location there. Then that BX register contents will be incremented by corresponding instruction so that it will be pointing that second temperature reading. Again, that same operation will be repeated. That data will be read. Correction factor will be added to it. The generated result will be copied to that second location. Again, BX incremented to point the third data element, third temperature reading. So this way, temperature data table is manipulated. This is just an example. And in this manipulation of such type of data table, which has been already present in that data segment, that BX register, it is used to point that corresponding offset address. So it is written here. It points the offset address of individual data element of the data table from that corresponding data table. And whenever such type of data manipulation takes place, then this addressing mode of the processor, that is called as the based addressing mode. So in short, BX register defines based addressing mode. Now one more register defines based addressing mode, and it is the base pointer register, BP register. It also defines based addressing, but it points offset of data from that of stack segment, not from the data segment. So there are two possibilities to define and refer that corresponding data. Using BX register from that data segment, or by using BP register from that of stack segment. In both the cases here, processor uses based addressing mode. Now the next register is a CX register. It stands for counter register. C for counter. So it is a 16-bit counter register as written here. CX works as a counter, means it defines 16-bit count in typically two operations which are listed here. One is a looping operation using loop instruction, or repetition of the string instructions, repetition of the string operations. Okay, as we know that in case of looping, means a set of instruction which we define as a loop, which we want to execute multiple number of times. Then before we start that particular loop here, we define that corresponding counter CX and we load that corresponding count there. Say for example CX is equal to 50, initially loaded before that particular loop to be executed. So count is equal to 50, that loop will get executed thereafter. All the instructions will get executed at the end. At the end of that corresponding loop, there is a loop instruction. It is one of the instruction in case of 8086. Count will be decremented by 1, which is defined in CX register. It will become 49. It is not at 0. That's why once again processor will go back to re-execute that particular loop again. So it goes to the beginning of that loop. Once again loop instructions will get executed till the bottom. At the end once again that count will be decremented by 1. It will become 48. It is not yet reached to 0. It will go back to re-execute. Same set of instruction third time gets executed. At the end once again that counter will get decremented. CX register will get decremented to 46. So that way this operation is continuously carried out, and ultimately that set of instruction will get executed total 50 number of times. During 50th iteration, the last iteration, at the end of that corresponding loop, that counter will reach, after decrement, counter will reach to 0. And because that counter has reached to 0 here, it won't go back to repeat the execution, but it will come out of that loop. And we say that my loop got executed total 50 number of times. So in such type of looping operation here, CX register works as a counter. In case of string operation and their repetition, that CX can be used as a counter register. Then next is about CL register. CL works as a counter register where that 8 bits of count can be specified. Where that 8 bits of count is required. In case of shift and rotate instruction, by how many bits that data rotate or data shift is to be performed, that 8 bits of count should be defined in that CL register. That is what written here. 8-bit count defines the number of bit position by which the shift or rotate instruction to be performed. Okay, make sure that 16-bit counter is CX register and 8-bit counter is CL register. Once again, you cannot use CH register as 8-bit counter here in case of multiple bit shift and rotate instructions. You have to use CL register as a counter register in case of multiple bit shift and rotate. So this is all about counter register. Now the next is a DX register. It stands for data register, 16-bit data register, D for data, 16-bit data register. Now where that DX register is used, its implied use in case of indirect IO operation. This register, DX register, it defines the indirect 16-bit IO port address. It means that whenever we want to read data from certain input port, that port will be having certain address, and if that address happens to be of 16-bit, I can use that DX register to specify that 16 bits of address in indirect manner. On the other hand, if that IO port address, input port address happens to be 8-bit, there are only two possibilities. Address is 8-bit, then the direct address, input port address can be specified within that instruction. Okay, as I just now stated that port addresses can be of either 8 or 16-bit. 8-bit is a direct port address, 16-bit is indirect port address, and that indirect port address must be defined in the DX register. Second implied use has been given here in some ALU operation like multiplication and division. One of the operand is taken in DX register and part of the result generated, that is also stored in the DX register. Now let me explain to some extent here. Whenever I want to perform the multiplication, of one 16-bit number with another 16-bit number, as it is a binary multiplication, it has to generate 32 bits of result, product. And these 32 bits of product we cannot store in a single register because we don't have 32 bits of register. Then two registers are combined together and there that result will be copied. So in case of this multiplication, 32 bits of product will be copied to DX-AX register pair. It clearly means that upper 16 bits of result will be copied to DX. The lower 16 bits of multiplication result is copied to AX register. So that way, part of the result is copied back into DX register as well. Then, in case of division, one possible division in case of 8086 processor is 32-bit divided by 16-bit. We know that the numerator 32-bit we don't have any register to hold. That's why this 32 bits of input operand is to be taken from DX-AX register pair. These 32 bits of input operand numerator will be divided by 16-bit, and once that division is performed, the quotient generated is 16-bit, which is copied to AX register, accumulator, and the remainder of 16-bit is also copied into DX register, that is the data register. It means that in division of 32-bit divided by 16-bit, 16-bit quotient is copied to accumulator AX and 16-bit remainder is copied to data register DX. So this is the implied function of DX register here.